Cazadors! Yaguai. Today, I tried to beat Fallout New Vegas as the Survivalist. Now, for this challenge, I will be only using the Survivalist Rifle and the knife you get from the bag where you get the Survivalist Rifle. I will also only be using the Tribal Armor just to fit with the theme, and third, I will only be using food to heal myself, but I will allow other chems just to boost, but I can only use food to heal myself. And with that being said, let's get into it. So I first started out by picking my stats, and for this, I just honestly went kind of an even stat layout, but of course with 10 luck. As for my skills, I picked guns, speech, and I also decided to put in medicine, which, you know, I probably shouldn't have because I wasn't using stim packs. I probably should have put it in survival, so I don't know what I was thinking there, but, you know, whatever. So I put in for my traits skilled and trigger discipline like I always do, and then it was off to the races. So I dropped all of my weapons and everything except for, you know, my tribal gear, which I picked back up and I would use because this would be my only gear that I would be using for this playthrough. So with this, I made my way as quickly as possible to Honest Hearts because I wanted to get that rifle as quickly as possible because, again, this rifle is a very, very good rifle in the game. Honestly, probably one of the best rifles in the game, and it's a unique, so yeah, amazing. But I made my way quickly through Black Mountain and past all these boulders that were rumbling and going through here, and there were a lot of bear traps that I had to run by, but I was able to make my way through here pretty easily. So I made my way through to New Vegas, just jumping around these mountains, and it was a pretty smooth walk there, and all around pretty easy. So I then discovered gun runners so I could fast travel through here, and then I also discovered the Gate to Freeside. And with discovering the Gate to Freeside, which of course I always go through this entrance anyway, I was able to get to the best place. Now, I just ran by all the thugs so I could get to the best place in Freeside, the Atomic Wrangler, as I have been here a million times. I think almost every single playthrough I come here. So, you know, I do what I do best, and we gamble. And with 10 luck, you know, it is, again, pretty easy because, I mean, 10 luck, yeah, you don't lose. So this was very, very easy, and I was able to win a lot of money, I think about 5,000 caps in the end. But with that all finished, I ran and made my way towards the Honest Hearts start place. But before that, I picked up a bunch of food from this guy in Freeside because I needed some stuff so I could actually heal during this. And I ran by all the way towards the cave where I could start Honest Hearts. And once inside the cave to start Honest Hearts, I just spoke to Jeb Masterson, and we said, you know what, let's go, and that starts the DLC Honest Hearts, and we get the cool cutscene. So after that, I leveled up by going through the cave, and I decided to put most of my points into guns, because once I would get the actual rifle, it would be very powerful with at least 50 gun skill, but I also put some into survival just so I would be able to heal more HP when I used food. And I ran by and I just looked for anything, and there were a bunch of duffel bags which had a bunch of stuff in it, but yeah, the caravan crew was getting shot at, and yeah, I didn't really care. But I did eventually start getting shot at, where I eventually had to reload again because I did die, so after reloading I just ran by all of the enemies and found Follow Shock. Now here is something. See, I don't want to get XP or use him to kill other NPCs since, you know, I'm only using the Survivalist Rifle. So what I did is I just ran by. So he's still with me, but I ran by quickly, so he basically did not follow me at all. And so I ran right next to him and ran up this hill, and up this hill, like near him kind of, there is the Survivalist duffel bag, which I just spam E and grab every single thing in it, which gives me the combat knife and the Survivalist Rifle, which I can use. And you will see here, okay, the aim, yeah, this weapon does have quite a bit of recoil, but it does a ton of damage. Like at level 2, I'm able to do quite a lot of damage against even a Cazador. So with that, I was doing so much damage, I could go back to the enemies at the beginning and just one-tap them. Like, it was not even close. So with this, I cleared out all the enemies, and then I went through to complete the main quest of Honest Hearts. And yeah, there was a giant Yaogwai here, and all I had to do was just shoot him, and he died very quickly, pushing me over to level 3, which here I decided to dump more points into survival to heal and up my skill there. And with that, I just ran to get to the Dead Horses camp pretty quickly, looking around for any plants so that I could heal. And yeah, with that, I ran over to the camp and met Follows Chalk again. And yep, he said, "This is Dead Horses camp." I said, "You know what, thanks man." And with this, we meet the big guy, Joshua Graham. And so after meeting Joshua Graham, he's like, "Hey, can you help us out?" I'm like, yeah, I'll help you out. So yeah, no, I help him out a bit, but probably wouldn't help him out in the long term. You'll see what I mean with that. So with this, I made my way through the camp, and I made my way to the first thing, which was the bus with the compass. Now this compass, you have to repair it. I did not remember this, so I just skipped by this, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna level up again soon, so I'll just put some points into repair so I don't have to look for like something to repair the compass with, because I knew, yeah, I just didn't want to look for it. So I ran by to get to the next waypoint which was at this general store. And in the general store, this is where we would pick up all of the lunch boxes. And I just had to clear a couple bloat flies here pretty easily. And all of the lunch boxes were in plain view. This was pretty simple. You just run over and just take all the lunch boxes. There's only one in a locked area, but that is easily circumvented. You don't even need lockpicking for it because you can find a key and the game literally tells you where the key is. So yeah, incredibly easy. Got that all done, and I got some XP, so we headed to my next area, which was the Zion Ranger Station, which very easy, just some bark scorpions inside. And now here's where I want to start using my knife because I was running low on ammo, so I was thinking about conserving some ammo. So with that medical, kind of shows the medical I took in the beginning was not that bad of an idea because I was able to salvage that medical box. But with that, I also was able to up my repair to 30 and up my speech a little bit for, of course, what I would need in the tops. I also decided to pick Educated for my perk, and then I just started clearing out Zion. A couple Kazors came by, but again, no sweat with the Survivalist rifle, but I was running extremely low on ammo. Like, there was almost no ammo left, so that was not good. So I switched over to a knife when I went to the next building, and I just killed some of the geckos, but I was able to easily find the walkie-talkies that I needed because I found the key and just took some walkie-talkies, and that was this quest virtually completed. And with that, I ran over to get the compass, and that was everything that Joshua Graham had told me to get, and all that was simple. So I went to find Daniel, and this is where the end of Honest Hearts is. Now usually, you know, you have to help him with his long quest, but there's another way to prevent this. So I leveled up, putting some points in survival and speech, and the end of Honest Hearts is right there. Just shoot him, and then you take the map and you say, well, I'm out. And that is, yep, that's just the end of, that's it. That's it of Honest Hearts. That's finished. That's all you have to do to complete it. So with that, Honest Hearts is fully completed. Probably not, you know, the best ending, but yeah, I still beat it. So with that, I was able to level up because, again, I beat Honest Hearts technically. So I leveled up and got some points into survival again, and I decided to pick Traveling Light, so I could travel at least a little bit faster. And then I went to the Vindatron at the Gunrunners to pick up the amazing 12.7mm ammo. And now, again, I don't know why I didn't just pick up ammo before going into Honest Hearts, because then I would have been able to clear it out pretty easily. So, probably should have done that, but it's whatever. So, I ran through Freeside. I had to use the cred check with the Securitron and made my way into the strip, where I went to the tops and spoke to the chairman there. So with talking to the chairman, I saw Benny, ran over to Swank and said, you know that guy right there? That guy right there? Yeah, he shot me. And so Benny was like, sure, I'll go let you, investigate him. So I leveled up, put points into guns, and then went over to talk to Yes Man and Benny's penthouse. And Yes Man was like, hey man, yeah, sure, I want to take over New Vegas. And I was like, yeah, I'll help you with that. And so I talked to Swank. Swank put Benny in his room, and it was one shot, and Benny was no more. Absolutely gone. With that, another amazing level up to dump more points into guns, making this rifle even better than it already is. And I took Bloody Mess to make this gun even stronger with the extra damage bonus. So we headed over to Mr. House, and of course, you know what's gonna happen to Mr. House. He is going to die pretty quickly. So with that, all the Securitrons are no longer a threat, so I then go talk to the people around the strip before deciding to put Yes Man into power. So I went over to the White Glove Society and Gamora, so I talked to everyone there, and then I put Yes Man into power by going to the Lucky 38. So with that, everything was set up, and then I had to watch the long cutscene again of Yes Man with his whole security demonstration. You know how it goes. So I leveled up and put more points into guns. Eventually, at this point, I could destroy almost anything in the game with the Survivalist rifle. So I ran over to the Boomers to go speak with them, and I talked to Pearl, and I just said, hey, what's up? And then went out from the Boomers, and then went over to my next area, which was going over to the Great Khans. So along the way, a couple of the fiends there, like Cook and all the other fiends, I went over to his camp after killing him, and I just decided to actually cook all my food. Because, you know, if you don't know, cooking food in Fallout New Vegas is very good because it allows you to get, again, just way more health, you know, when you eat. So it's honestly better than stim packs sometimes when you just cook food. But I would say that food and stim packs are kind of equal. But along the way, found a lot of geckos and even more big horners, and it was just a lot of food because all these big horners here dropped like 2 pieces of meat each. And when I got to the Great Khans, there was a fire, and there I could make an absolute ton, and I mean a ton of food. I could make like a ton. As you see here, there's just a lot of food that I could make. So I went over to Papa Khan and spoke to him after making a ton of food. Then I went over to Hidden Valley, where I killed some of the scorpions there, and then I went inside the bunker. Now here, it's going to be a bit different than it was last time. So last time I had the alien blaster when I did this. I have a really good weapon still, but it's still not as good as the alien blaster. So I have to actually dump a couple shots into these Brotherhood paladins. But I do kill them. It did take me a couple of attempts, but I did kill them, and I went over to the doctor in New Vegas after that to pick up a bunch of medics and a bunch of just various chems that were not stim packs, so I could have at least some buffs before going into the battle with Hoover Dam. So with this, I spoke to Yes Man and told him, hey man, I know everyone around New Vegas, and he said, great! And now I had to power up the substation so I could actually go over to Hoover Dam and finish all that up. So I went over, and the NCR, unlike honestly all the other times I've done this, were actually hostile. I don't know if it's because I went over to the substation at night, and usually I do it during the day, but I don't know. They were all just very hostile, so I got into a big gunfight with all of the NCR, and their rifles were not as good as this rifle. So I was able to kill all of the NCR pretty easily and level up to level 10, where I got 100 in guns finally, and up to 68 in survival, and I decided to take the toughness perk for more damage resistance. Now here, I actually got through all the way of Hoover Dam my first time, but I ran out of ammo, so I had to wait and go to the gun runners for a couple of days just to get more ammo. So I will show you all of my second attempt at Hoover Dam, because the first time I ran out of ammo, so that was not very good. But the second attempt, I spoke to Yes Man, and I got through, and I went over to Hoover Dam. We shot through the Legion there pretty easily. I was running through the dam, and it went pretty easily, just running through and I eventually got to the control room where these NCR soldiers in power armor were getting 1 tapped, 2 tapped, a very easy, controlled, easy kills. And I was able to insert the override chip and allow Yes Man to come onto the speakers and all the screens, and he was able to help me out. So after peeking these Rangers, I blew up the dam with the Securitron with me, and we ran out to kill more Legion members, NCR members, and all that, and I needed to head over to the Legate's camp. So with this, we headed out of the actual inner dam towards the Legate's camp, where I killed more Legion, and on the way inside, I killed all the Praetorian guards there, which, you know what? They actually withstood a lot of bullets with the rifle I was using, because the Survivalist rifle, I thought it would just be shredding through them. No, they were actually, you know, holding up pretty good. But once I got to the Legate, I just took every chem I had, and I shot at the Legate and did quite a lot of damage. Now again, I thought this was going to shred him pretty easily, but no, the Legate has quite a lot of HP, so I had to run over to him, and eventually I did kill him. But there was still a problem. There were a absolute ton, I mean a ton of Legion still alive, and they were all running after me. So I was able to just shoot them, and I was running, shooting, eating a lot of food, but eventually I was able to clear out the Legion, and with all the Legion being cleared out at this point, I just ran over and I waited for the NCR to arrive. So once the NCR arrived, we of course had to speak to General Lee Oliver, but I did the, you know, thing I always do, run around the corner, and all of the Securitrons make sure to kill General Lee Oliver, and that is the end of the run. So I speak to Yes Man, and with that, I was able to beat the game as the Survivalist. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This video was pretty fun to make, and I have a couple new video ideas, maybe some for like Project Zomboid in the works, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you are looking forward to seeing some more videos I have in store. But thanks for watching, and peace.